So I'm recording this a little bit later at night, and I have to wrap this up because I need to go to sleep and all that. But I wanted to make a video that I'm going to put up in the morning to thank those of you that have subscribed to my channel. There's going to be an actual video that I'm going to put up later in the day that's going to be discussing Russell Brand. But I just wanted to make a video prior to that video thanking those of you that have subscribed to my channel, those of you that have left comments on my Twitter or comment section throughout my different videos. That I've seen a significant spike in traffic because of one video where I was discussing Jammin' Warren, who is this, PBS commentator that thinks he considers himself a gaming commentator, but he's a fucking hack, and it's very obvious. And I've been told already, because of that video, that there are worse videos on his channel than the one I talked about. I want to consider those of you that have subscribed to my channel and say that I'm going to put off for a little while before I do another video by him, because I think that, he is a little bit overwhelming. A couple people said that they had to skip ahead in my video just because of him. But I wanted to make this video to thank all of you that have subscribed to my channel, watched my videos, thumbed up the videos and all that. Thumbing up videos, I'm not really sure what that does for the algorithm or anything like that. Commenting, I definitely can say I like, because I'll fire a comment right back if I feel like engaging, if I have the time. Those of you that have subscribed to me on Twitter, I'll put my Twitter handle right here. It is at Louis Le Vau. Thanks to you that have sent me stuff on Twitter. I like engaging on Twitter. I'm pretty frequent on Twitter. But I want to make this video at least somewhat substantive, other than sort of kissing ass and thanking you guys for subscribing to the channel. I want to talk a little bit about a few games, just a few different things, and then I'm going to get to what I am anticipating for this year and why. This is not a complete list. I could be talking about 1,000 games, because I am a gamer, right? I am the shit-slinging hyper-consumer, whatever the fuck it is, right? I buy a lot of games, I consume a lot of games. I know a lot of you guys are probably, waist deep in playing The Witcher 3 right now, because that is such a really deep, really long game, and that's not, a criticism of it. It's just, I just like how The Witcher 3 has come out, and it has blown Dragon Age Inquisition out of the fucking water. I could not enjoy that more. I was a fan of BioWare. I have been a fan of BioWare for a very long time, but that has since ceased. I am very much a critic of BioWare now, and I thought Dragon Age Inquisition was terrible. It was more tedious than Dragon Age Origins. As much as they streamlined and sped up the pacing of the second game and how short it was, the third game I can't even get anywhere close to finishing. Just not because I don't have the time to spend. It's just too fucking boring. Find someone that can play this fucking game for me. Watch a walkthrough online or some shit, because Jesus Christ, man, Dragon Age Inquisition is such a fucking boring game. But thankfully, The Witcher 3 seems to just really be in that position to finally show how you do a fucking RPG. Show how you do fucking open world. Show how you actually make a game that can be open world, have a great narrative, have, decent characters, and not be fucking boring. And BioWare is just, they're gone, right? They're fucking gone. They can sell all the copies they want through EA and all that shit. They're fucking boring. They're done, man. People are already talking about the next Mass Effect. Do you think it's going to be a good game? I've been a BioWare fan, or at least I was, for years. Going all the fucking back to the first Mass Effect, playing fucking KOTOR, playing all the other fucking games. Jade Empire, for those of you that have played that, great game, in my opinion. I don't expect much. I'll just get past that point. Prior to get to this list, I also want to say, in regards to, speaking of CD Projekt Red, I don't know if any of you heard this, they've pushed back any conversation, any discussion in regards to Cyberpunk 2077. And I saw that earlier today. I just sat there and I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You have got to be fucking kidding me. Like, out of all the goddamn money they're making, they can't hire a few more people. They can't fucking hire a few more developers to get this game fucking going. You're telling me I gotta wait till fucking after the next presidential election to even discuss Cyberpunk 2077 when we are in the greatest fucking pit when it comes to sci-fi games. Because don't get me wrong, I don't think that Deuces X is a bad franchise. I mean, I played Deuces X Human Revolution, which I'm not gonna lie, I have my fair share of criticism of that game. I don't think at all it's a perfect sci-fi game. It's one of the few out there, right, in my opinion, that can stand up as a serious sci-fi game. But it just seems to me that if you were to take whatever's going to come after Mankind Divided, whatever the next sequel is going to be, or let's just pretend for a minute Mankind Divided gets pushed back to 2017 or something, and then fucking CD Projekt Red just figures its shit out and then releases the game that year, right? Do you think they're going to be on par? I don't think so. I think that Cyberpunk 2077 is going to blow fucking Deuces X out of the water. I think it's not even going to be it's not even going to be competition for it. I think that by the time that Cyberpunk comes out, there's going to be so much fucking hype behind it that it is going to bury Deuces X as a fucking franchise. But that's just my opinion. I'll just get off that because I don't want to. I'm starting to get into the territory of talking shit. So the list that I have for this year, which unfortunately has resulted in many unknowns, included in that is Mankind Divided. As far as I know, there's no release date on it, which maybe there is. Persona 5 is on there. I'm just going to say that I don't want to talk much about Persona because I'm going to have a very unpopular opinion, I think. It seems to me that most Atlas games are beloved beyond any rationality. They are just loved. I'll say briefly that I've owned multiple copies of Persona, I think it's 4, and I only own Persona 3 on Vita. I've never finished either the 3rd or the 4th game. All those spin-off games that come out, they sell like fucking hotcakes, but I just don't get it. And I'll leave it at that. I'm not talking shit about Atlas because we're going to move to the next game, Lost Dimension. That's coming out in July. I'm more than likely going to be buying that for PlayStation 3. I don't really have much to say about this game because it's kind of a weird game. It's just kind of a choice-based, weird sort of combat in that game. You'd have to look at it to really understand it, in my opinion. It's like turn-based, but it's... at least the way that I perceive it, it's turn-based, but it's just kind of weird because you're dealing with 3D rather than what you would normally expect from, like, top-down sort of 2D thing. But it's a weird-looking game. It looks interesting. If you actually listen to the dub version of it, I'm definitely going to go with, if it offers Japanese, I'm going to go with that because the fucking... What is with all of these Eastern games? They can't get any fucking decent voice actors. Every fucking game that I get from the East, every goddamn one, I try to get with Japanese voice actors. How many, I mean, did they just pick from this short list of shitty voice actors to voice, whether it's anime or fucking Eastern games that have been localized in the fucking West? I mean, where do they find these fucking people? They just drag them in off the street to voice these fucking games? It's terrible. Every single one has been fucking terrible. Moving on from that game, in my list of games, Battleborn, which is probably not going to be coming out this year. It's a kind of MOBA, whatever they want to specifically call it as the developer. It's kind of a MOBA. It looks interesting in my opinion. They've had awesome presentations so far. We'll see what happens with it. Until Dawn is going to be a controversial one, or maybe I shouldn't say controversial, but polarizing. If you were to think of a sort of walking simulator horror game, that's what essentially it is. It's on the PlayStation 4. It's coming out in August, which was recently announced. I've been looking forward to this game for a while now. I think that it's an awesome idea, and you don't really see this sort of thing really played out in gaming much. I really think that horror in this kind of capacity, this sort of campy horror, I'm going to link to this trailer that I thought was really well done. I think that if you really take a hard look at this game, you might take an interest in it, but who knows? It could be another The Order 1886 where it's a waste of fucking money. Who fucking knows with these games nowadays? But I'm really hoping that it's going to be good. It's got Peter Stormare, it looks like, in it, which that's an automatic plus. That's another point on their final score, in my opinion. regardless of how the game is. Peter Stormare is awesome, but we'll see how it goes. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is another game that I'm probably going to buy because it's just kind of there. I have friends that would definitely buy it and play it. I would definitely see myself playing it. It seems pretty competitive, but who knows how many fucking Spiderfingers dickheads, white knuckle fuckers are going to be playing that game. So it might be frustrating to play. The other one that I'm gonna include on this list, because I am just beyond any scope of reason hyped for it. It should be coming out early next year, according to the developers so far, unless they delay it again, is Tom Clancy's The Division. Now, I watched the original trailer, maybe live when the original trailer, I believe, came out at E3. Might be wrong about that. I couldn't tell you how hyped I was for that game following that trailer. That where it was a trailer and then went into actual footage. I was blown away. Now, granted, this isn't going to be what's on PlayStation 4. We've seen the downgrades already with multiple games, so we all know that it's not going to be the graphics that we see in the PlayStation 4. But that's too bad for you motherfuckers. I'm going to be playing it on PC. People don't really know this yet on my channel, but I am a major PC person. I have a very good system. It could require another upgrade to where it exists now. I have the best NVIDIA cards that exist in 980 now, but I need a new motherboard and CPU, so I have to do some serious hardware upgrades on my computer. But for the most part, I have NVIDIA Surround, 3 monitors, all that, and I play most games on that, and that most games are fitted for that, with the exception of a few that are badly optimized and programmed by their developers. But yeah, Tom Clancy's The Division, I am very hyped for that game. Most of the people that I know are very hyped for that game. It looks to be very awesome. It looks to be like a game that is worth playing, that is worth investing time in, that can really bring me back to, just being in parts of high school, where I invest tons of hours in games. I had tons of fun playing games. It's been a while since I've really had a game that I can really sink some time into and really enjoy. And I think that The Division could fill that niche, in my opinion. I don't know about any of you. So I'll end this video by asking any of you guys that have any interest in what I just said for those games or whatever else. You can feel free to leave a comment or contact me on Twitter, like I said, at Louis Le Vau. And thanks for listening, and thanks for subscribing and all the rest.